So I've had a lot of people ask that I make a video about myself because I would be known as the misfit that failed a lot. I would be the turtle that ran next to all the bunny rabbits, the hares that went really fast, and I just sat here while everybody went like this past me. Um, I've been a Beachbody coach, for those that don't know, for over 2.5 years. It'll be 3 years here pretty soon. And for the first 2 years, I was an emerald. I actually went emerald pretty quick. And my first couple months, I had pretty decent paychecks. I did really well for a brand new coach. I did fairly well. Um, and then I just kind of sat there. I hit emerald, signed a few coaches here and there, had a lot of coaches quit. Um, and I just never found my spot. I could never figure out how to make this work. Um, and I of course found out that I had a bajillion mental roadblocks. The whole I'm not good enough, I don't deserve this, I can't help people when I fail all the time myself. I can't even begin to tell you a laundry list, long, long, long list of things that, disbeliefs that I had about myself. And to get a little bit into it, so about 2.5 years after I started, about 2.5 years after I started. So in January this year is when something just clicked. I finally started to just dive into personal development. The year before, now let's go back a little bit. So last winter, around September, it got to the point where, so my husband worked out of state, so he was only home maybe every 2 to 3 months, and I had a 1-year-old son who didn't know his dad. Every time my husband would come home, he would have to reintroduce himself. He would spend the entire 3 or 4 days that he was home getting our son to be comfortable with him again. And then I have 2 older kids who would stay up at night and cry, and I would have to hold them because they just wanted their dad. My oldest is 12 and a half, and she's at that point where she needs her dad. She needs somebody there, and I just got fed up with it. I was done. I was done being alone. I was done going through this with my kids, and so I guess you could say my why finally got big enough, because I never really needed this business. My husband had a very, very good paying job, and he loved what he did. So I didn't really have a reason to make money. Yes, I liked helping people, but I couldn't put the numbers together to make it work. So there's number one. Number one, I finally had a big enough why to push me. Number 2 was personal development. I dove into it for 3 months straight. I lived and breathed personal development. I read it. I listened to it. I watched it on TV. I would stay up at night and watch those PBS shows at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, where they're basically personal development. I know Wayne Dyer's on there all the time too. And then January, something clicked. My coach, Andrea, offered us an incentive that I finally was like, I'm not going to be scared. I'm going to partake in this, even though there's a chance I may fail, because that's what I did. I never participated in the competitions or the incentives that she offered because I was too afraid that I was going to fail. And after diving into personal development, I finally went for it. I went diamond pretty much immediately, and my income, oh gosh, I can't even do the math in my head right now. So for 2 years, I was pretty much stuck between 150, 200 a week is what I made on a regular basis. And then in March, I got my first $1,200 paycheck. So now I make somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500 every week. That's how quickly it grew. So I just want to say a couple things that, one, don't give up, because it is possible to make a big difference. My son's about to play with a drill. It is possible to overcome those things. Number 2, listen to the leaders. They know what they're talking about. That was one of my biggest things, is that my coach was constantly telling me what to do. She always had the answers. I just wouldn't listen, mostly because of fear. number 3 is personal development, or maybe that should be number 1, because you're going to hear it a million times over and over and over again. Listen to personal development. Do personal development. Do it over and over. We drill it in your head for a reason. And any coach who has struggled is going to tell you that that is what broke their plateau, is really diving into personal development, because you're not going to find your roadblocks and you're not going to fix them for sure if you're not taking the time to really be alone with yourself and look into those areas that maybe you don't really want to, but trust me, it's worth it. So those are my 3 biggest tips, I guess. Personal development. Listen to your leaders, because I know there's a lot of us, myself was included, who ignored what they had to say. And that came down to personal development too, because I ignored it because I didn't believe I was worth it, or I was afraid I was going to fail, or didn't believe that I could do it. And don't give up. A lot of times it's just a time thing, that things just need to fall into place, and they will. So I hope that helps. I didn't script this or even think about what I was going to say. There's the drill. But I hope this helps some of you to know not to give up. As of Monday, my husband has quit once before, but it didn't work out for personal reasons. He just wasn't ready for it. But as of this Monday, he has not gone back to work so far. And financially, he doesn't have to. He could quit if he wanted to. But I'm going to go keep my son from drilling his toe off. So I will talk to you guys later.